You've finally completed the Tarot Occultism and Modern Witchcraft course, where we examined tarot reading within the context of Western occultism, differentiated it from other approaches to tarot reading, and worked through several hands on techniques at the intersection of tarot and modern witchcraft. We dismantled a holistic tarot reading down to its psychic component and psychological component, isolating each for study. If we were to express the components through the three septenaries of the major arcana, the psychological process is still cultivating self knowledge through the first septenary. The liminal space between the two components is the second septenary, and full mastery of tarot as a psychological phenomenon is the ascent up through the third and final septenary. Today, by and large, tarot is used, whether people realize it or not, as an exoteric psychological process. Even purported fortune telling, by and large, if you examine its characteristics as it's being practiced, is still exoteric reading. We compare that to an esoteric approach to tarot and used a guide practicum to demonstrate. Now we come full circle and acknowledge that mastery of tarot and an effective reading of the cards is going to necessitate a seamless merger of both if they aren't, in theory, one and the same already. Over the progression of this course, we went back in time to pinpoint when tarot cards became an indelible fixture in the architecture of Western occultism. We talked about some of the key influential figures in the development of tarot as an occult tool. We discussed how we might apply systemized occult principles to a tarot reading, covered the three septenaries, a cornerstone concept in systemized esoteric practices of the tarot, and used a guided life path tarot reading to get you to identify which septenary expresses your status quo within the life cycle you are journeying through. This course had included a brief introductory level overview of the seven Hermetic principles and how we might work with those principles in both tarot and witchcraft. Bear in mind, the practicum on reading the tarot through a Hermetic lens was just a demonstration of how to apply systemized esotericism to the tarot. The disciplined and studious approach we took to consider Hermeticism in tarot is the approach you're going to want to take with the Kabbalah, astrology, numerology, and so on, because there are still so many other esoteric systems of knowledge worth the advancing occultist's time and effort to explore, which we couldn't cover within the defined scope of this course. Tarot and the Kabbalah, tarot and astrology, tarot and numerology, the classics and religious mythos, psychology or neuroscience, just to name a few. These are all separate paths of study to walk, and then have them converge as a unified body of esoteric knowledge that you can draw from through the tarot. I went through some of the methodologies of using tarot that I would consider part and parcel to modern witchcraft. A witch armed with a tarot deck, I reckon, is going to endeavor into a generous combination of these applications, a personal repertoire or portfolio of cultivated techniques for using tarot toward these ends is how I would define tarot in witchcraft or occult uses of the tarot. Through guided hands-on training, this course introduced you to 6 different occult applications, connecting with your holy guardian angel, and also tarot divination by petitioning for spirit presence. We also demonstrated easy spellcrafting by working with the divinatory results of a tarot reading. The magical modification card from Practicum 1 showcased one simple way to use tarot as a talisman. I offered a suggestion for using your cards to connect with land spirits, and specifically to learn how to use tarot to detect the magnetic field and psychic impulses around trees, plant life, and even land masses. The final practicum introduced a technique you can add to your regular tarot practice as a method for enhancing clairvoyance and clairaudience by borrowing some rudimentary techniques from classical pathworking. Though what we did in Practicum 5 was not per se pathworking. And so through these 5 training practicum, I tried to show you what a tarot reading feels like when integrated with a few suggested techniques in modern witchcraft. I've dedicated a great deal of time, careful deliberation, efforts, and craft to put together this course. I hope this video lecture and practicum series has imparted to you an unparalleled approach to discerning the intersection of tarot and occultism and what tarot as a tool in modern witchcraft means to you. If you found this course enriching, then please do me a huge favor and share or review your experiences on social media or online discussion groups and similar platforms so others can learn about my offering. You are absolutely free to take screenshots or share sampling snippets of course content in commentary about this online course. In fact, yes, please do so. Thank you for your time with me. I certainly enjoyed my time with you. This is Benabel Wen, author of Holistic Tarot and the Tao of Craft, signing out. I hope you'll take the time to post a public note about this class and encourage others to enroll. Peace.